Hiya! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much, fam. Thank you so much for your love on the last video. Thank you so much for your likes. Thank you so much for your subscriptions. Thank you so much for your comments, and also thank you for sharing. Let me officially welcome you to today's episode. This episode is what I call the self-revealing episode for adults, especially for parents. You need to sit down and watch this episode over and over and over again, because my guest is going to be sharing her battle with low self-esteem, how she was shunned and shut up at home, and how this formed a huge obstacle in her adulthood until she overcame. Yes, this is one episode that you will love, you will learn, you will heal, just in case you're battling with low self-esteem. I welcome you once again. Thank you. Hello everyone, it's a beautiful day here. I hope you're fine too. My name is Tunde Fati Ademidun Tolulope. I am a professional nurse. I work with the State University Teaching Hospital. I'm also a baker, and my business name is Continental Cakes and Events. I'm going to be talking about self-esteem and confidence. And this is like my personal story I'm going to be sharing with you, and how I came through it, how I found out about it in the first place, and how I helped myself to overcome this issue. Let me just give a brief of my background. I'm the first child of 5. My parents are teachers, and before we came to Ado, we were living in one of the villages in Ekiti State. That's where my parents work, and you know automatically where your parents work is where they're going to live. So they were working in Ogoton then, and we were there. So I started there, and I knew myself, if I can remember very well, I knew myself to be a talkative. I talk. Anywhere I get to, I am just talking. You know, when you see a little child that is always talking everywhere, the mouth is not just closed. So most time when it became overburdened for my parents, when you hear, shut up, you talk too much. You know, this your mouth is just moving. And you know, gradually, I began to withdraw. I wasn't as free as I used to be, because you know this look, even when you are outside and you are already doing your as I'm talking about around 4-5 years, I was actually young. But you know, when you are there and maybe they take you out and you're already jumping and talking and telling everybody every story, the ones they need to know and the ones they don't need to know, I'm saying that they give you that look, Otutibere. You know, it sank me. Then gradually moving to my primary school days, when I can remember vividly, they were transferred to Ado, and I started primary school in Ado Ekiti. And there I noticed, where I started noticing my issue was when I want to go. There was a day I was going home, and I could not go. I have to wait for my teachers to go so that I follow them. And then I noticed I could not walk by myself, because my mates, not even my seniors, or my mates are going to like abuse me. They were bullies, and I could not undo them. Then I began to feel less of myself. As in, that happy girl, that talkative girl, that active girl was no longer there. I had to wait. So I noticed that I had to wait for my teacher to go, so that when they are going, I will not have to move by themselves, so that the boys in my class will not beat me, or the boys in my class will not abuse me or say things, make jest of me. You know, I wasn't free any longer. I was scared. I was timid. It continued like that. Then in my secondary school days, it became worse. Luckily for me, I attended Federal Government Girls College, and my mom taught there for like 2 years. So I didn't have issues with my senior, because they were like, our mom is there. She taught for 2 years before she came back to Ado. So my seniors, I had no issues with them, but my roommates were my classmates, were in GSS 1, GSS 2. I tell you, I cannot face them. Because you know, the thing with low self-esteem is it robs you of your confidence, it robs you of your self-worth, it robs you of the human in you. You cannot show your ability. You feel less of yourself. So what I was doing is I was doing everything to gain their acceptance. Like, if they don't want to talk to you now, I'll look for what can I use to bribe them. You know, but this school, and you give them provisions, you just bribe them with a lot of things, and I was doing that over time. And when my provisions finished, there's nothing to bribe them again, then we are at it. It got so bad that I wasn't sleeping in my room any longer. Because my roommate will tell you, I was sleeping in the upper bunk, she was down, she will tell you that I must not match her bedspread before I climb up. You know, it becomes so worse as it was getting, you know, it wasn't so obvious to people, but you know, I was suffering. I couldn't tell anyone. If my mates tell me, shut up, I don't keep quiet though. Because I was, it was, as in, what will I say? What did they talk to me? I wanted acceptance by force. You know, I wanted them to be my friend. I was doing everything. And that's it with a low self-esteem person. You are the one that is always giving, like pushing yourself into their heart. You cannot stand up for yourself and like, you don't want to accommodate this and you stand up and say, no, I don't want this. But you know, whatever they say, I'll just submit, and like, I don't want them to fight with me. And I was timid. I cannot even fight. I can't defend myself. Fine, it's not good to be the fighter, as in it's not good to be troublesome, but at the same time you must be able to stand up for yourself, and stand up for yourself, and that if you don't take shit, you're not taking it. Say it, let everybody know. But I was begging for acceptance, and it was all like that. Then the second thing I noticed was they were not giving me any leadership role in school. You know, when you are this good girl, you are good, character-wise you are fine. You know, academically I was brilliant. I'm not bragging, but I was brilliant. So you expect that when they are choosing maybe the class rep, prefect in school, you automatically think that maybe you are worthy. You know, it's not everybody feel that you are worthy, you are capable of this thing, they should choose you. But it comes and they announce the name and I'm not there, I'm not among. I'll feel bad that even this person, I think I qualify more than this person, but they are not giving. And that was when I noticed that, you know, when you are a timid person, you don't have confidence, you lack self-esteem, there is no way you can take leadership role because there is no way you can deal with it. So it became on and on like that. I was suffering in silence. There was nobody to talk to. I would say there was nobody, not that there were no teachers or counselors in school. When you are too timid, you're even afraid to go and tell somebody that this is what you are going through. And it was, and I wasn't even telling anybody. I wasn't saying it at home that my mates were bullying, or not that they will beat me and bully, you know, but when you cannot say a word in the presence of your mates, not my seniors, or you know, in school you will say, okay, seniors are coming, the fear, but this one, my seniors were at peace at me, but my classmates were my home bully. I could not talk, I could not defend myself, I was just defenseless like that. And it went like that till we finished secondary school. When they are doing debate, that you think, okay, this person that is brilliant is vocal and they should just carry they will not come here among. Then it began to now make me feel less that, am I not good enough? I think I'm brilliant now, I think I know this thing, I think I can do it. But I will never, all through my primary and my secondary school, there was no leadership. Despite I was academically sound, I was morally good. Because I was brought up by, my parents were Christian. So we practically grew up going to church, learning about Christ. I was fine morally and academically, but no leadership role. There was nothing they would do that they would say, okay, let's call this girl, she's good at it. I was just like that, and I ended my secondary school like that. Then when I started having breakthrough was when I started school of nursing. During my secondary school, when it was time for JAM and WAEC, my dad was like, you know, this principled, my dad is a teacher, or this highly principled person that come with your WAEC results for before I collect JAM form for you. I begged him, collect JAM form now, this and that. He said no, your WAEC results first. So fortunately for me, I did the WAEC, I passed. But before the JAM, School of Nursing form came out, and the wife of my pastor then, I will eternally be grateful to her. She just told them, perform School of Nursing, let her leave. Let her leave home first. So they took the form for me. The form was almost closing. I think I had less than a week to prepare. I didn't even know what they were doing in School of Nursing. You know, just collect this form and go. So they took the form for me. I did the exam, I passed. Then they took the interview, I passed again without any preparation. You know, I told you I was brilliant, but leadership and everything that were not just coming because of my lack self-confidence. I could not speak. You know, I could not stand up for myself. So I got the admission. We started schooling, and God's so good. One of the foundation course that we did was behavioral science. Oh God, thank God for the teacher that taught us. You know, when she started with this behavioral science, she was telling me behavior, teaching us human habits, how you are supposed to relate. They were teaching us, you know, they were trying to teach us relationship with the students, with the patient relative, this and that. And the woman, the way she taught everything, it began to open my eyes. You know, I began to see myself in another view. I was seeing things differently. My eyes were clear that, you know, you don't have to be timid. You know, sometimes, and let me just quickly say this, sometimes we equate humility, timidity to immunity. You think you are humble, you are nice, but you are actually timid. And most of us, we do not even know. Because you are thinking, I'm a Christian, I don't fight, I won't take it, as in, there are some ways you should believe, but they are robbing you of some things that you should stand up to. Meanwhile, God has said that He has not given us the spirit of fear. He has said He has not given us, but we equate that timidity to humility. It's because, you know, you are just humble. It's a lie. You are not humble. Just that you are scared to go and do it. You are scared to stand up. You are scared to venture into things. You know, launch out. Some people have plans, but I don't know how it will happen, Jerry, and you just carry your face away from it. Don't worry. Or maybe there are issues that you even need to sort out. There are relationship issues. You have people have wronged you. They have done something, and instead of you to go straight, please, what you did the other time, I don't like it, but you just let it just slide. It's not everything that slides, because these things will linger on. It will keep occurring, it will keep happening, and you will be suffering like that, and you will even rob yourself of things that you should do. You understand? So from there, I started seeing myself in another perspective. Then coupled with the fact that, you know, I'm older now, then I'm more grounded in church, it begins to open my eyes to scriptures. You know, these people say I am wonderfully and fearfully made. All of those things, they begin to creep in, you know, when you know, because the thing is, this self-esteem issue, it has to come from your inward, as in building it comes from your inward. You work upon yourself. You understand? You believe in yourself first. It's when you believe in your first that even when they are saying something different outside, when they are saying something different, but what you believe in yourself is what you begin to work upon. And when you begin to see yourself in that mood, in that light, you begin to appreciate your self-worth. I think what I lacked my self-worth. I didn't appreciate myself. So that one was robbing me of a lot of things that I should have enjoyed. You know, the way I should speak and be vocal and talk and miss my friends. I didn't just know what I carried within me. I didn't know what I carried within me. So with that, later I began to I sat myself down. This thing that is the issue, because I think I remember this issue. There was a day I was I think it was in church, you know, Chapel of His Glory. Then we have there is this class, they do it class by level, 200 level, 300 level, 100 level. You have activity group and you will do things. Then I now noticed I was in School of Nursing and I had to go and join 200 level, because, you know, most courses are 400 level. So if I joined, I had to join them in 200 because it's a 3-year course. So I had to equate it so that by the time they are doing FYB, I'll be able to join the 400 level. So I joined the 200 level students. And you know, when they are talking, and maybe some of them came from Lagos, I'm good in English, not that I don't speak English, but you know, the way they have this exposure, there's a way exposure really kind of builds you somehow, gives you this confidence. And you know, you have been here now, all we see is the things in our locality, and they are talking, I feel like I don't belong. I don't move. I remember there was a day, my level was supposed to be a dance presentation in church, and I thought, I don't know how to dance, so because I felt that if I dance it and it's not the way they were doing it, or I wasn't shaking or moving my body, like they would just look at it like, who is this village or who is this bush person? So I run away from activities like that. They are dancing, they are doing this. I will just tell them, don't worry, I will sit. Even when we go for level fellowship, you know, we were meeting in one of the ladies. Was it? No, it was the guy. It was in the house that we're using as fellowship. Everybody will be there. They will be free. You know, they're all in the same university, maybe the same course. You know, their language is the same. But me, I'm doing nothing. And none of them is doing nothing with me. It's quite different from. So I'm like, I'm withdrawn. I'm just in my own shelf. We just talk. They will just say, and those days I met, they will say, this gentle nurse, she's just gentle. It's a lie. I wasn't gentle. But I could not feel, as in I could not move with them. I could not express myself. I didn't see myself as capable as they were, you understand? I wasn't seeing myself in their level, and when they need to, you know, their class was like higher or bigger than, oh no, but nurses not get class. You know, now you be studying nursing, you're supposed to, I'm supposed to be confident, like brag and carry my shoulder high, that I'm a nurse, but you know, I was down. I wasn't feeling it. So with time, with that my behavioral science, I said I was being taught in school. Then with my reality of church, I began to search the scripture. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. If I speak the grammar no rich. Now you know, kill me now. You understand? So I had to begin to work upon myself. Then another thing is I tried to look for friends that were vocal, friends that could say anything anyhow. You understand? There was one of my classmates then. He's a Muslim though, but he's a very good guy, very vocal. You could stand up to anybody. He was our class rep, so he became my friend, he became my reading partner. He became my friend, my reading partner. Anytime, anywhere he's going, he's always dragging me around. And you know, with that, you know, when you now associate with associate with people that don't lack it. Like, I like self-esteem, but there are some people that are very, as in they carry themselves well. They are sure of what they carry. They are not timid. I began to associate with them. So that was one of the things that helped me. The first thing that helped me is that study. Then the next one is I realize my self-worth. I begin to find myself in the word of God, you understand? Like I was saying, I saw there that God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of boldness, you understand? I begin to say, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I begin to see the promises of God in me. I am God, as in, you know, I am a God by myself. I have authority. So I began to develop myself there. Then with this, my new friend, so that's the third thing that helped me. My friend, he was always carrying me around. We're doing things together. So anytime he's going to the teacher's, the lecturer's office, you know, you could go there, barge in and do things. I followed. And gradually I saw that I was changing. I could go by myself. I can start up in class and say, I want to say this. I was talking, you understand? Then when ETG was changing, and somebody just told me, I said, you could be the general secretary. I was like, me, general secretary. That was like one of the, you know, it's one of the big, what's it called, the big role in the SUG. General secretary, after the president is general secretary. In fact, it's the general secretary that does all the work. Then you have to go to ministry, you write letter on behalf of, our school was still affiliated with the Ministry of Health. You have to go and write letter, even if they write letter to governor. Now secretary, they write them out. I was like, initially I thought, I beg, I'm not fit, I can't do it. But you know, with this my friend, he was vying for the president. With this my friend was like, you know, he's the president. Like, I'm going to like to have you in my cabinet. Let's do it together. I was like, wow. I thought about it. I told some of our senior colleagues there. I told them I was in 200 level. I told them, I said, this and this. They said I should come and collect SUG form. General secretary for that matter, not even the auditor that is in the background that they are not seeing. General secretary that is always out. Any congress, you will stand up and read. Imagine me standing up and reading last minutes, writing minutes, coordinating event. I was like, God, how will I do? But I took it up. I took the role, I took form, I did everything. It was time for campaign. Jesus. We did poster. How will I carry my poster? And everything I was shy, but my friends were like, we are here with you. They were pushing me, you know, they were pushing me, and that's why you should, whatever you're doing, you must have positive friends. You cannot just afford to just keep yourself, you know. No, they stay with your level people. That's the best thing. Don't stay with your level people. This thing, I moved, they were the frontiers, doing things for me, pushing me forward. They printed this thing, they took photographs, printed it, pasted, what's it called? The flyers. They were campaigning, moving from class to class, even to the city. They were moving from campaigning for me, and I was shocked when they did the election. They counted my vote. Jesus, come and see the gap, and I won, and that became my first leap into confidence. It became my, and you know, I felt like as in I could win. You can remember I told you primary school. No position, not even class rep, not class captain here. They call it class captain in the primary school. Not even class captain, not assistant class captain, nothing. Secondary school again, nothing. I wasn't deemed worthy of any leadership position. And now I am the general secretary. Hey Jesus, if you see the way I now saw, you know, it really changed my perspective about myself. I have to talk. And you know, okay, I think I remember the day I was reading my what do we use? Manifesto. Hey Jesus. Sorry, I'm going back now. That manifesto experience, my heart was literally in my mouth. Because you know, when you write everything, you have something good, you've written it down. But when it was time for me to stand up and talk, God, it was as if the ground should just open and swallow me, because I was like, I looked at the hall and I was going to read this manifesto in my hand. But you know, I read it amidst tears, amidst fears and trembling. Even my voice, I'm sure maybe some people will hear it was trembling, they will see it. But when I was going to read, as you know, when we're now taking the oath of office, and the first minute after, Jesus, I was just free. I was already myself. I was already flowing, and like that, I overcame that. And I tell you now, where I work, if you mention continental cakes, everybody know me. If there's any congress, me that I could not talk before, any congress, in fact, they'll come and meet me. Continental cakes, this and this and this. So that when you get there, they know that me get mad, we go talk. You understand? I was not scared of anybody anymore. Because first thing I did was, first of all, I accepted myself the way I am. I saw it, I recognized the problem. Then I changed my perspective of myself. I believed in myself that this thing, I can come out of it. I can overcome it. I can begin to do well. You understand? Then I developed myself. And how did I develop myself? I read books. I searched the scripture, I built it from within. Then I moved with people that will help me with it. You understand? You can't be low and your friends are still low. So that was how I was able to overcome it. I developed myself, sought out people that could help me, and today it's an history. It's an history. You can't come into anywhere and I will not open my mouth and talk. Who will be? If let the president stand there, I can raise my hand up and say anything, anywhere now. But before, I know fit to, but I can tell you can do all things. Bible says we can do all things through him that strengthens us. So don't see anything as a challenge. Don't see anything like as too big that you cannot overcome it. Even when your case is worse than mine, even when your issues are big, or maybe it was even your past evil experience, you have done something that is wrong, and that thing is what is haunting you about lowering your self-esteem. I'm telling you, you can overcome it. Push it behind you. Push it behind you. Don't let your past mistakes or your background or the circumstance around you, don't let it be what will limit you. Don't let it be what will bring you low. You can come out of it. I tell you, you can come out. Just like I came out, you too, you will also overcome it. Thank you.